What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being part of the Capoeira community. Super happy to being able to train, to keep teaching classes, especially with all the stuff going on right now around the country and the world too. And like I tell every single time, and I tell everybody here in the podcast, I'm very, very happy to get connected to the community. And especially what makes me even more happy is to make new friends to Capoeira. And through those connections, we create friends, and sometimes that friendship goes a little bit beyond and becomes family, becomes part of family too. And the funny thing is, today I have a amazing friend and a really good friend of mine for the last we said 2 years,
Two
right?
years. 2 years, yeah.
2 years, yeah.
Two
So
years.
and this connection came because of capoeira and another side of the country and different country. So let me introduce you to Hechibu. How you doing, man?
I'm doing very well, man. Thank you very much for having me here. So yeah, like you're saying, it was 2 years. Two
Yeah,
years since we met, just through mutual friends, but
yeah,
the connection really clicked in after I started doing capoeira.
yeah, yeah,
You
and
know, um, Capoeira has changed my life, man. Like I never really thought that I was gonna fall in love with capoeira the way that I have. You know, I've been doing it for maybe, give it a take, a little over 2 years now, maybe
nice,
a little over.
nice.
I started in Calgary. I started in Canada. I
Yeah,
started with Capoeira Came Brazil,
nice.
with Inst. I think
Yeah,
you guys met before.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out
Um,
to instructor Sua, brother.
yeah, so I started with them. I started over there and I did it for a year. And then, opportunities in life, I had an opportunity to get a job in my field, which I went to school for electrical engineering. So I work here in the States. I moved to Miami.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now instead of being in Canada, now I'm in Miami.
From one corner to the other corner.
Yeah. So I had an opportunity to get a job here. So I'm like, why not?
Yeah,
And I was a little sad when I first moved because I was like, oh man, I just started doing capoeira. I'm loving it.
yeah,
I had just gone through my batizado. I had just gotten my first corda. So I was like, oh my God, man,
yeah,
I'm starting. So
yeah,
I'm leaving. So when I was about to leave, I asked Instructor Sua and I'm like, hey, I'm heading here.
yeah.
So based on the capoeira that you know and the person that I am, who do you think will be my best fit? And he's like, well, there's a lot of them, but
Yeah, yeah.
he really pointed out to Khabisao,
Mr.
to
Cabezon.
Mr.
Shout out to
Khabisao.
Mr. Cabezon
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And brother, I'm speechless at this
Yeah.
moment because I everything that I've, not only the journey that I learned in Canada, right, but the journey that I've learned here with Mr. Cabezao, and it's been like a more on a one-to-one basis,
Yeah.
because during this whole COVID situation and all that, we had to like morph our training through like online, through Zoom and meet here and there.
Yeah.
So it's been a journey, but I have seen my capoeira improve so much. Um, and it's basically because I've taken everything that I learned from over there and I put it in my back pocket, and I said to myself, I'm going to start from zero,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
For sure.
literally start from zero, and let's go through this journey once again. And then I went through it with Khabisao, and now that it's been over a year, I'm starting to see everything morphing, and my capoeira actually being improving. Like yesterday, I was telling Khabisao we were training at his house, and we're training in Angola right now, just Angola games and
Okay.
movement and whatnot. So we were training, and for the first time that I can remember, like sometimes when you're learning, you kind of stop because you
Yeah.
don't know what to do. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like having the flow and the movement. For the first time that I can remember, I had a full maybe 3 minutes of just like both of us, like moving, and
Yeah.
just connecting and
Nice.
conversating. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, man, just so every little bit that's why I'm saying that, like, every little bit is kind of like I fall in love more with capoeira.
Yeah,
um
you start feeling the connection, and especially the
yeah,
capoeira
man.
game. I feel like the capoeira game is a little bit tricky to understand.
Yeah,
And once you click on that flow, you feel it, and you're like, "Oh man, this was
yeah,
a nice game."
yeah. No, and one thing that I know I have a lot of flaws in is that I get too much in my head. I get too much in my head, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do next? What am I gonna do
Yeah,
next? What am
yeah,
I
yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
next? Instead of just like
Let flow.
Khabisao always says to me, he's just like, bro, just get out of your head, just have a conversation. You
Yeah,
don't have to go kick, 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 kick. No, and just conversate. Just you speak, and you wait the other person for the other person to talk, and you listen, and ba
yeah,
ba ba ba, and little by little, I'm getting better, man. I'm getting
yeah.
better. So I'm excited for this weekend where we're gonna meet, man. So
Oh
it's
yes,
just
yes.
nice.
Yeah, this weekend is gonna be really nice. I'm gonna get a chance to meet you in person, because the other
Yeah,
funny thing too is the our relationship built up through everything online.
yeah,
I remember probably couple few months later, when you started, you're like, man, I started capoeira with instructor Sua here in Calgary, and it's really fun. I'm liking capoeira very much.
yeah,
And
yeah. I
I
remember those.
remember I remember I was like, send me a video, see how I see what you do. And I remember you sending me videos doing handstands.
Yeah,
It was really really cool, man.
yeah, yeah. And the funny thing is that, like, capoeira came to me in the most unexpected way, man, because it's not that I looked for it. It
Yeah,
just literally came to me.
yeah, yeah.
I think I've told you this story before, but
Yeah. Let's go back
just,
there. So
yeah.
uh, uh, before you did capoeira,
Mhm.
how was your like lifestyle?
So I've been always a very active individual.
Nice.
I've always been involved in sports. I've been involved in different. I did weightlifting for many many years, and then from weightlifting, I did for about a year. I did Muay Thai,
Nice.
and from there, I went back and transitioned into weightlifting, and I just concentrated in weightlifting for years. And my body just started feeling it, because
Yeah.
I just became more tight and tight and tight. And it's not that I didn't stretch; it's just probably didn't stretch enough, and I
Yeah.
was just overworking the body. But then, I would like to say maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, I would say. I was in Calgary,
Okay.
and we were in a festival, and I was walking with a friend of mine. We just walking through the street, and
Yeah.
just so the festival is they close down the street, and then they have a bunch of different presentations, and the little restaurants that are around there, they bring tables outside and have like little, you know, service right in
Yeah.
front of the restaurants. So then I remember just passing through, and I see just people just like doing capoeira, but to me, I didn't know what it was, right? So
Yeah.
I
You're
just see
just
people
jumping
doing flips.
around.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see people doing flips, and I see people doing backflips, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So
Yeah.
I just curiosity just killed me. So I was
Did you
just
hear the music
standing.
too? Like the beat
Yeah,
was a bit nice.
yeah. So it was like the whole presentation. So they had like a hada, and they had like a one-on-one, and they had all that. So I witnessed it all.
Yeah.
And then right in front of the stand, as soon as the show was over, they're like, well, we have this little ballot box. If you want to, so fill up your name and you can win a free month. And I'm like, why not? Free
Yeah.
month?
Yeah.
Why the
Yeah.
hell not? So I
Nice.
fill it up, and I won.
Oh.
And I won the free month. So that's why I say that, like, capoeira came to me just like in the most randomest way. So then I won the free month, and then I
Yeah.
went for the whole month. And it just happened to be that that month was my, no, it wasn't my birthday. No, it wasn't my birthday. But anyways, so I went there for the whole month, and I just fell in love with it. And then I'm like, all
Nice.
right, I'll return next month. And then I returned next month. And then I just kept returning, kept coming back. And I haven't stopped.
That's
I
awesome, man. That's awesome.
haven't stopped.
What do you think about like the very first time you saw capoeira? Like, what is this? Is it gymnastics? Is it martial art? Or
Man,
what
to
would
be
you?
honest, every single time that I have this conversation with someone, it is so hard to explain what
I
capoeira
know.
means to me,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because capoeira, to me, it's like if you go, if you just touch little bases. So for me, capoeira, it's I got a chance to train my body, which is something that I've always done my whole life, And then I've always been passionate with music. So then when I saw the berimbau, and when I saw
Nice.
the atabaki, and when I saw everything, I'm like, okay, I've always been, percussion has always called me. Because when I was in high school, I was learning how to play the double bass, and I did
Okay.
double bass for like 2 years, and then I did the drums for another 2 years. So then music has always been involved in my life. So then when I saw that aspect, I'm like, okay, so I'm training.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to do acrobatics, because you have acrobatics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you also have yoga, because you're also stretching a lot.
Yeah.
And then you have martial arts, and you have music, and you learn another language. And on top of all that, you have a community
Oh,
of
and
people that like, everybody's just there. You know
yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
everybody's just there, and everybody's so welcoming. You know that you get like the positive vibes. You like, you feel like yourself spiritually is
Yeah.
getting
Yeah. Yeah.
lifted, which
Yes.
is so hard to explain, because it's just it's so many different aspects to capoeira. It's just it's not just one thing,
Yeah.
you know. And that's what I fell in love with. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and another thing that I liked, I'm like, I don't really have to go to the gym. You know, I haven't gone to a gym in since I pretty much started capoeira,
Oh, wow. Nice.
because I've been just concentrating a lot of just doing a lot of capoeira movements, and especially with Khabisao, we do a lot of calisthenics. You know,
Nice.
so we are his approach is very particular. You know,
Yeah.
like his approach is work the primal movements.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
work your bases.
Yeah.
You know, and from there, then he starts incorporating the capoeira into it.
So
You know,
it's
the
pretty much
ginga.
conditioning and yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like he goes, it's like, you know, when you go into a gym, and
Yeah.
the minute that you go into a gym, you get into a foundation stage.
Yeah.
So you get into a foundation stage, and you're like, okay, I need to learn how to use my body
Yeah.
before I get into lifting weight. Exact same process. You know, it's like, okay, let's condition the legs, because our legs is a foundation. So let's
Yes.
condition the legs a lot. And then we're also going to work off our body, because if you want to do any handstands or anything like that, you have to work your upper body. So,
Yeah.
right. So let's work the stretching, let's work the position. And he works a lot on the form, you know, and
Nice.
like, so it's just all these little aspects, man. It's
And it's just like funny, like you mentioned about the form, because it's just little details
mhm,
of like of just the foot position is going to change the position of your body
100%.
on a jinga,
And
just as simple as the jinga.
in anything. It's just
Yeah.
like sometimes we do like Jenga hold. So we stand in one position, and we do like a Jenga hold for like 20-30 seconds. And like sometimes and then he, like, I try to kind of like stay still, you know, because obviously it's a hold, but
Yeah.
for just in case, sometimes he pushes us to the side just to see how strong your Jenga is. And so like that right there, I'm feeling all my stabilizer muscles just working. And then just to say the touch of the foot, I push my knee to the out, like out a little bit, and I
Yeah.
lose balance. I push my knee in a little bit, and I lose balance. If I put my foot out too much, like out, I
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
balance. You have to like, everything has to be precise.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So it's nice. Even on AU today, we were right before this podcast.
Yeah.
I was training, and in order to enter into an AU, I always kind of like, I always not always forget, but sometimes I forget to like open my foot to the side like that in order
Yeah.
to enter into the AU. Sometimes I just kind of like if you're doing a starfish, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is that's what my entrance is. And today he was just telling me just open up a little bit and just focus on the other leg doing the exact same thing. And my ooh just started opening and opening. I'm like,
Nice.
oh,
Nice.
now I get
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah. And it's funny because you can do 100 of those, and somebody tells you just fix the full position,
Please.
and it's just like, why I didn't do this before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it's, it's, it's so simple, but it's true.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's the same thing for example, like I was teaching my students yesterday in class, saying of
Hmm.
like for the Malo Frenchy, the hips position and the full position before you enter. So that way that you get more range of the leg. And they were
Hmm.
like, so you if you do it like this and this, and they start asking questions, I'm like, you guys cannot get in it now. And
Yes.
it's really cool to see the process, and
Hmm.
I'm very fortunate to see your process
Thank
on
you.
when I saw the process when you sent me a first video, like look at Jinga, and then start posting videos of you guys, and then I saw you in the background playing or doing something, and now I see you doing backflips in the sand with Khabisao, or just playing, doing moments with Khabisao. I think the process is really really cool to see those, the
Thank you.
building of the capoeira.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a life changer, to be
Yeah,
honest.
for sure.
It's and I literally see myself just going through the whole journey. And if one day I get the opportunity to start teaching someone, that'll be amazing. It's
Nice.
just, I know that I'm the type of individual that I push myself to my limits.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I never stop. Even if I'm
Nice.
sore, I keep going. I keep
Nice,
going.
nice,
I keep going.
nice. That's
So
awesome, man. That's awesome.
it's I know that it's gonna take me some years, but let's see how life brings us. But I would
Yeah,
love to start teaching at some point in my life. I know I got years,
yeah, for
five,
sure.
six,
Yeah,
7 years to
yeah,
go,
yeah.
but
It will
one day.
come when it's the time. It will come when
Yeah,
it's the time. Yeah, it will shut up by itself.
yeah,
Yeah, like
one hundred percent.
when I moved to the US, I was teaching back in Venezuela, but my instructor, I was kind of like a sub. So when he was out of town, I was teaching classes, or when or demonstrations and stuff like that, I
Hmm.
was leading. But it wasn't until the US when I was actually having my class. It's completely different thing, because
I
you
bet.
you have to think about a student. You okay, and each person is different.
Hmm.
Is a different perspective. Not everybody learns the same, and you're going to meet Colorida, and you're gonna meet my wife, and
Okay.
different ways to learn. Three of us is going to be different ways to learn, and
Wow.
we're gonna get a chance to train together too, with
Sweet.
Cabezon. Yeah,
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 that'd be amazing.
yeah.
That'd be
I'm very
amazing.
excited for that.
Me too, man.
Yeah,
I was telling well, a mutual friend that we have.
yeah.
I was telling them that we were gonna meet, and and then she was like, "Yeah, that'll be amazing." And I'm like,
So cool.
"Yeah,
It's so cool.
yeah."
Yeah, 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 dude. Yeah, and what do you think is something that you say capoeira helped me to build, or is helping me to feel better on doing this?
Man, it's just the fact that, because I've been seeing the journey, and I've been seeing the journey go, and I've been learning to be a little bit more passive, to kind of relax a little bit, and it's just overall since capoeira gives me so much happiness, it shares that happiness is shared through my job, through my life, and everything else.
Nice.
Like the days that I'm grumpy are the days that I'm not working out. Those are the days. The
The
days that
days
I'm
that
grumpy and I'm
no
like,
capoeira
man,
days.
yeah, I'm like, I need to train. I need to do something. I need to do something right now. And it's up to a point that, like, now I only have Wednesdays and Fridays are my only days off. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. So
Wednesdays and Fridays.
nice.
I train Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays.
That you train in class. Do you do something
Class.
extra out
No,
of
I
those
just
days
right
off?
now just with class. Right now just with class. Um,
Try to
I should
rest those
start
days.
doing. Yeah,
Okay.
I should start doing something on the side
Yeah.
though. Keep telling
S-
myself that I gotta start doing something, but
So
I
music.
keep listening to my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
keep listening to my body.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're right. You see, I got those two right there. I gotta
Nice.
use them. I
Nice.
gotta
Nice.
use them.
There you go, man. Do you know how
Yeah,
to put you believe all together and all that? We'll get you
I
there.
am gonna have to say I am, because I bought my first beating bow.
Yeah.
The first time, no, I mean the second time that I was going to string it,
Yeah.
I broke it. So
Oh.
then so then I was like, oh man, so now this is the second beating bow that I have.
Oh,
And
I
now,
remember you telling me that's true.
yeah, so I was like, so I'm like, I'm super,
Oh
super
man.
afraid of breaking it. So it's just, I put a little bit of tightness, and I'm like, nah, but it doesn't sound well. So
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single time that sometimes, like, Khabisao left it tight for me,
Yeah.
but then I didn't play for about a month, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want this wood to break or nothing. So I let it loose, and I haven't
Yeah.
tightened it ever since. I've been playing a lot of the pandero, because I've
Nice.
been taking the pandero to classes, and we're just practicing the pandero and whatnot. And so I've been focusing on just the pandero and getting better at the pandero, and just continue there. And
Yeah.
then I I should, on my days off, I should start training, man. That's right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
should.
And those days off, you give a break to your body, but you still train
Hmm.
me capoeira. You still train
Hmm.
some
You're
music.
right. You're
Yeah,
100% right.
yeah, and we'll get you there when we go there. We'll practice a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
be exciting.
yeah. And what do you think is you struggling the most right now with capoeira, movement
Flexibility, man.
wise? Oh yeah.
Flexibility, man. And specifically my punchies, man. Oh, my bridges,
Oh,
they are
that's
horrible
too.
still. They're
I'm there. I'm
horrible
right there
still.
with you.
Oh, they're horrible.
My
My
shoulders.
shoulders,
Oh
my
man, so
back,
tight. Yeah, my
everything,
hips.
and it doesn't help that I've had injuries in the past,
Yeah.
right? Like I've had both of my shoulders have dislocated, and
Oh.
I've had yeah, and I've had an injury in my back and from a car accident, and it's just it has never really had 100%.
Yeah.
So one thing that capoeira has helped me though, it's my bridges are getting better, but
Nice.
because we're focusing on opening up. You know, when you're doing your handstand, you have to focus of opening up completely. So
Yeah.
we've been doing a lot of like scapula push-ups or like just before the punch with the legs down, just pushing and just like it's also like a scapular push-up, but it's kind of like where your hip is up.
Yeah.
So it like is you're almost into a handstand position, but your feet are down in the ground, but you're doing push-up just to push your shoulders, right?
Kind of
Just
like
to
pike push
open.
up.
Yeah, yes, kind of like a pike push-up.
Okay.
And then that is helping, and also it's just a lot of movements, just opening the back and opening the back, and little
Okay.
by little, I've been so for the bridges. I started working with a stool or like with a like
Oh.
something on the like on my hands just
Okay.
to get the range of motion, start getting the
Yeah.
range of motion, and little by little I'm getting it. It's just
Yeah,
I
man.
can't hold it for too long.
Yeah.
I can hold a punch in maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds,
Yeah.
and I'm dying. And I'm dying.
Because the tightness or
The
because it's
the
pain.
tightness.
Okay.
Not pain, it's just tightness. It's just
Yeah.
so I like it just feels like I'm super tight, and it's just I'm not there yet. And I just
Yeah.
know that it's just I gotta just continue going. It's a journey, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Have you tried Animal Flow?
Yes.
Yeah, Animal
Yes.
Flow is so nice. Super, super
Yes.
nice. That's what pretty much got me into like body movement besides capoeira.
Okay. Oh,
Because the same thing. I was on in pounds. Back in Oregon, I was probably like one almost 170 pounds. And I was
okay.
like, but I was super tight, super, super tight. And since then I've been like super tight, and my lower back especially
Mm-hmm.
is very hard. And
It
about
suffers.
couple years ago, I found Animal Flow. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I like yoga, but I can't hold it too long. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I want to move, man. I don't want to
Yeah.
be stuck in here. I need to move. I need to do something with my
Yeah.
body. So, and my wife's mom's she teaches power yoga, which is
Oh,
faster yoga and more like a workout. And
okay.
that's the kind of workout I like for yoga. And then I found Animal Flow, and I was like, man, this is actually really cool. And then I found Ido Portal and all his information, and then I'm kind of like following that path of
Wow.
all body weight, everything's body weight right now for me.
Yeah. For me too. I honestly I don't own one weight. I don't own one weight. I only have a
Nice,
pull-up bar and
nice,
call it
nice,
in a yoga mat.
nice.
I've been just focusing on just straight body weight, just
Yeah,
straight body weight. There's so many things that you can do with your body, and I now I'm a believer. You don't really need weights.
yeah, yeah,
You don't really
100%.
need to.
Yeah,
You really don't need to. And as a matter of fact, I find that now without weights, I've been my body has I have been able to get control of my body in a better way. You
me
know,
too.
like I'm more explosive. I have more agility. I have more. You know, when I was training weights, I used to get cramps when I was holding like a bicep. I used to get cramps all the time,
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
now
Fine. Yeah.
that doesn't happen. That
You
doesn't happen no more.
do you think you are getting stronger now?
Hell yeah, one
Oh
hundred
yeah,
percent,
yeah. That's so
one
crazy,
hundred percent,
man.
100%. And it's in it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's
Yeah,
just I see it. I feel it. I
that's so
feel it.
crazy. That's so crazy. What do you think about the music? How are you? Is
I'm a
it hard?
sucky singer. I'm a sucky singer. I can make it rain, bro. I can make it rain all day long. But but I give it my heart. I
Okay.
give my heart to it. I don't know all the words.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a hot out, whenever we're singing and practicing singing, I listen and I try to just repeat.
Nice.
I do speak Spanish, so it does help
Yeah.
me.
A lot.
But
Yeah, it helps.
yeah, so it does help, but it doesn't like 100% takes care of the business. No, there's
Yeah,
some words
yeah.
that I'm like, how did you say that again?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes Brazilians they say portuñol.
Portuñol, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Portuñol, 100%, 100%. I
Yeah.
catch myself like sometimes when I'm trying to just loosen up, and I find myself that I start mixing like Portuguese with Spanish with a little bit of French, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, just wait for you to drink and start speaking Portuguese.
Oh
You're gonna be
Lord,
Brazilian.
that's
It's-
gonna that's gonna be interesting.
yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta go to Brazil one day. That's a dream. That's a
Do
dream
you
at
have a
this point.
goal? Which state do you wanna go, or which city?
Um, no.
Okay.
I know that if I'm gonna go, I would not go alone at first,
Yeah, for sure.
just so I can get familiarized because I've never been there.
Yeah,
And I don't want to go there just for sightseeing. I want to go there for capoeira. So I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
go with somebody who knows capoeira. If it was for sightseeing, then I'll go everywhere else, everywhere,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
for sure. Yeah.
But I want to go the first time. I want to just concentrate there on capoeira. Maybe go
Nice.
to Sao Paulo. Maybe go to like where with Ashe Brazil started, with
Yeah,
Rodalgioto started. I want to see it all. I want to
yeah, for sure.
witness,
Yeah,
experience it. Why not?
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. The one of my favorite cities to that I've visited so far is Fortaleza. That's
Fortaleza.
one of the cities where Capoeira Brazil came from. But the
Oh,
Capoeira is completely different level, and is really cool. It's really cool. So that's one of my favorite cities that I definitely coming back there.
wow. Yeah, you haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to go, but
Yeah. You
one
started
day
Capoeira right before the pandemic, right?
here in Miami, yes. Here in
Okay.
Miami, yes. Yeah. Here, literally, I moved to Miami, um, November of last year.
Okay. November last
No,
year.
yeah,
Wow.
no, November of 2019. Oh wow. Yeah, November 2019.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, November 2019. And then by the pandemic started what in December, January.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then I had started with Khabisao in December. We did one, no, January, I think it was. We did one class in person, and then the pandemic hit. And then we're like, okay, what to do now?
Yeah.
What to do now?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because I'm like, I don't want to stop. I hadn't trained for maybe 2 months after I arrived.
Yeah.
So I was
Nice.
like, no, I had to move.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the same, and I keep telling my wife like the older I get, the more energy I have, and it's just like I just want to move more, man. I feel restless.
It's crazy because it's true. I
Yeah,
am 34 years old, and sometimes I feel like I'm still a kid. Don't get me wrong. My
yeah,
body
yeah.
sometimes tells me, hey, listen, you
Like, hey, slow
relax,
down a
boy,
little
relax.
bit.
But my mind is like, bro, I'm still 15. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Just like shut up.
I got energy. I got energy, man. I got energy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
yesterday, we trained for what 3 hours. On Sunday,
Wow,
we trained
so
for
cool,
three
man. So
hours.
cool. Yeah,
So and it's time goes by so quick that you don't expect it.
yeah,
You look at at the watch and you're like, oh wow, 3 hours went by. What the what? When?
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And the good thing too is like you pretty much train with somebody that since the time he opened his eyes, capoeira, until the time
Yes,
he goes to sleep is capoeira,
capoeira, like
and
all the
it,
time.
that fits you more, because he's like, hey,
Hmm.
what are you gonna do? Let's go to capoeira. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Yeah,
it's train
yeah,
more and train more and
yeah.
and 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 Cabeçal's girlfriend, she does capoeira too, right?
That's
So
so
it's kind
cool.
of like it's amazing, man, because she's another beast, man. Like that woman, she's tough,
Oh
man.
man, nice,
She,
nice,
I give my
nice.
props, man. I honestly, sometimes she kicks. Actually, a lot of times she kicks my butt.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of
that's
times she kicks
nice,
my butt on the
nice.
training, on
Yeah,
everything. Like crazy. So
nice.
it's nice because then you're training with two people who push themselves so much.
Yeah,
So and then I'm the same way. So it's kind of like the three of us. We just push, 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 push.
nice.
Some days I'm like, bro, I'm tired. And he's like, all right, let's go. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Okay, fine.
I'm
I'm
like, all
tired. Okay,
right,
okay,
let's
that's
go.
fine.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it's nice.
Is it something specific that you are focusing right now in your capoeira?
Um, I would like to say yes
Okay,
because I would like to learn more acrobatics,
okay,
but I know that right now my focus is just learning the basics. Just
nice,
continue learning the
nice.
basics. Just learning the basics because what I want to do is I want to make sure that every single time that I actually get to play a hada, that I don't feel like I'm like, okay, that what is going on, like
Yeah,
because sometimes when I started, it was kind of like I started and they threw a kick and I threw a kick and I'm like, okay, what's next? What do I connect? How do I connect? And that whole conversation that I had in my own head, I want to be able to that conversation just to go away.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so if I could say a focus, I think that would be the focus. Just for me, just let go and just be able to just trust what I already know and be able to just to put it all together, just
yeah,
to flow more.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that would be the focus.
yeah, for sure. And it comes by itself. Once you jump in the hada and you see the other person going, it's just gonna come by itself. The flow is just gonna flow.
Yeah.
Nice
But
man.
it's an amazing, man. It's an amazing
Yeah,
experience, man. I
yeah,
honestly, I recommend it to everybody. I'm like, I
yes,
recommend it to everybody
yeah, yeah,
because
100%, man.
it's if you're really looking for something that like not only takes you as a person to another level, but you're down to learn about music, you're down to learn about spirit, you're down to train your body to your fullest
100%.
and be a part of a huge community that is an amazing community.
Yeah,
Capoeira is for you, man. you
yeah,
know
and it has so many benefits. That your
yeah.
brain works better, your energy works better, your body's gonna work better. The
Your One thing that I've been getting myself on is your reflexes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure,
My reflexes, man, have gotten so much better. And I wear
100%.
glasses, you know what I mean? I wear glasses, but
Yeah,
whenever I go into Hada, I don't have glasses.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, but my reflexes now I've been getting them better. It's just this. You see everything. You're listening. You're paying
yeah,
attention. You're aware of your surroundings, which is another thing that I it's amazing.
yeah, 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 100%. Is and you just getting started,
I
and just
know.
imagine that here to like 10 more years, you're gonna be like, man, why I didn't get this before? Capoeira, where
it's
was
it's
capoeira?
I know. I say that to myself already. I'm
Yeah,
like, I can't imagine if like sometimes I put myself and I'm like, imagine if I had been the same thing as like let's say Khabisao, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like he from the beginning of
yeah,
time, like when he was
man,
he
I
was
know.
like a not a baby, but like he was a kid, and
Yeah,
he's been doing capoeira. He's my age. He's like 35,
yeah,
and he's been doing capoeira for over 20 years. You know what I mean?
nice.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's
I think
insane.
he told me that he was like 25 years, I think,
Yeah,
something like
around
that.
there.
Yeah,
That's
because
crazy, man.
I,
That's
I
crazy.
know. Yeah,
Like I think he started when he was like 9 or 10. He's told me the
that's
story,
so
but right
cool.
now I'll
Yeah,
be lying. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I started in 2001,
Yeah,
and I know that he has over my time. But
yeah,
the thing is, like, he trained with like hardcore people. He trained with badass people,
yeah.
and when you are in that environment, man, your capoeira level goes up very
One
fast.
hundred percent.
Yeah,
100%. I keep telling him, man, that like his base, bro, his legs, this man's thighs, bro, they're huge. So I'm like,
nice.
bro, I'm gonna get your legs, bro. I don't know how, but I'm gonna get your legs, bro. I want them goddamn legs.
Nice, nice. Yeah, because he works out before class, or he trains on his own.
He trains sometimes 2 to 3 times a day, man. Like he does the training in the morning and then he trains with us at night. And then
Wow, so
sometimes he
cool.
trains like in the morning, and sometimes he does something in the afternoon, then boom. So
That's his
it's
life. That's his life.
it's life, man. And
Yeah,
it's his life and his girlfriend's life, man. They both do the exact same thing. They
that's
train
so
all the
cool.
time,
That's so cool.
which is amazing, man. It's
Yeah,
like it's beautiful to see that, man. It's beautiful to see that.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome. And as a person, people interaction, do you think capoeira also help you? Or you're already social, right? You're already
I'm
worship.
a very social person.
Nice.
I sometimes I think I gotta shut up at times, because I talk too much, man. I talk too much. But um, it has capoeira has taught me how to calm down, because I've always
Yeah,
been a very high person. Hence the
all of it.
name why Hechibu.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hence the name
Me
why
too.
the name Hechibu.
Yeah,
Because it's just I always have energy, and I honestly it's a funny nickname, man, but I love it. I love it because it describes me so goddamn much. It's just so well.
it's just like meant to be.
Meant to be. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's meant to be. Um, but it's nice.
yeah,
And to be honest, I can't wait to go back to Calgary and show Instructor Sua and everybody there everything
yeah,
that I've learned.
yeah, yeah,
Like I am excited, man. Like I've been waiting. I've been waiting for
yeah,
this whole pandemic to just go away and come down and everything, just to because I don't want to be traveling with this whole situation. I honestly I hate that. I don't want to
yeah, no,
be
yeah.
going somewhere and then having you quarantine. Blah, I don't want to deal
Nah,
with that.
nah. It's
I don't
another
want to deal with
pain. Yeah,
that. I don't want to deal with that, man.
yeah,
I don't want stress in my life.
yeah, yeah,
So I'd rather just wait the time out, and when the time is right, I'll be able to take the trip that I want to take, and take my time and enjoy it.
yeah.
You know,
And you already had your first event, right? Your first capoeira event, where you got your first court, right?
my first quarter, yeah,
Yeah,
and that was back in Calgary. That was
and
back in Calgary with Instructor Shua.
how many time? How long do you train before the event?
1 year. It was 1 year.
Oh, yeah, cool. Okay,
Uh, Actually, no, wait. It was no, yeah, it was a year. It was a
a
year.
year.
It was a
Yeah,
year. It
yeah.
was a year. About a year. It's just
It.
throughout that year, man. I had two injuries. I fell
Oh,
at work. I fell
yeah.
at work and I broke my hand, and then after that, I had a surgery. So then
Oh, I remember
that,
surgery. Yeah,
yeah. So then I had those two. It it dropped me. Like I was learning, I was going good, and then boom, and then
yeah,
boom.
yeah,
So it was kind of it was unfortunately it was like that because I know I haven't spoken too much about them,
yeah.
but I learned so much in Calgary as well. Everybody's so amazing over there. Everybody has so much experience.
Yes.
They're beautiful souls. Like
Yeah.
I honestly I fell in love capoeira because the way that they are. I felt
They
they
transmit that right.
oh my god, man, it's just I fell in love with capoeira because of them.
Yeah.
It's just they're the whole group, the whole, like, everybody there, man. All they do is just spread love. All they do is
Nice.
just like help each other out.
So cool, man.
And
So cool.
it's amazing, and that really took me to that transition. When I moved here, then I saw the exact same thing. So I'm like, this is crazy. Everywhere I go that I see capoeira, all the people are the exact same way, as far as like their souls are so pure.
So
They're
nice. So
like
nice, man.
they're so nice people. So I'm like, I want to be a part of all this.
Yeah. 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 And after all that time, and you had your first capoeira event, and you had all the people coming together for the capoeira event. How do you feel like during the event and after the event?
Oh man, it was an amazing time. It
Yeah.
was man, I remember one of my greatest memories from the whole part, apart from getting the corda,
Yeah.
um, on the way to the event, when we were in the bus and we were all like singing, and we were just like chanting songs, and we were
Yeah.
just like sharing the experiences. And it was one of the first times that I had like that we had like that I have really met everybody from Vancouver, from the group
Okay.
from Vancouver. And then we got different visitors that came, and bro, it was just the whole experience and everybody just sharing, and it was nice. It was I literally felt like I was with family,
That's so
and
cool, man.
that is that is essentially what made me fall in love with capoeira so much,
Yeah, yeah,
because it instead of just being a group of people that I, you know, trained with, it turned out to be like family,
yeah,
you know, and they treat you, they 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 they, they treated capoeira treated me, and everybody in capoeira treated me like I was just part of the family from the get-go,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
And they treat you
and
like they know you from forever.
forever,
Yeah,
you know, and that is beautiful to see, man.
yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because especially if you look back and everything that has been happening around the world, which is everything, all the
Yeah,
problems and all that in both of our countries,
yeah,
you know, um, we need people with this type of mentalities, man.
yeah. 100%. I agree on that, and that's why I keep saying on the podcast, and I say on the podcast, and I say in my class, and every time I meet people, capoeira is about people. It's about bringing people together, and it's about
Hmm.
us bringing together. And it was made from people to bring people together. And
Yeah,
when I see all that, like that the ego gets on the way, it's like, come on, man, we don't hear capoeira, man. I don't
yeah,
care. I don't care how you look like or
yeah,
what language you speak. Let's just do capoeira.
yeah. It's like it's funny because it's literally like you take the outer shell
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
equation,
100%.
out
Yeah,
of the equation, and it's like, all right, let's just, you and me, let's go.
yeah.
Let's
Let's
go.
just
Let's
be
just
here, man.
talk.
Yeah,
Let's just talk. Let's
yeah,
enjoy. Let's share this beautiful moment. You know, and it's just it's so simple, man. Like I think I was sharing with somebody, man. It's just, to me, life has just become a thing of, in this world you just gotta give. You gotta give your
yes,
100%. You know,
yeah,
and without expecting anything in return. You know, just give without being selfish. You know, just give,
yes,
give, and eventually, without you noticing, everything you're giving is going to return to you. But not
100%.
just
Yeah,
because you're expecting that is going to return to you, but it's because you projected so much to the world that it just returns to you by itself.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
And it's amazing, and like it has really changed my mentality completely. And I don't know, I don't know, I don't really want to pinpoint it to just capoeira, because there's been so many transitions that I have been undergoing this past 2 years.
Yeah,
But a lot of my help was capoeira.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. I have one of my students told me like, hey, if it wasn't for capoeira, I would move out of Indiana. And I was like,
Really.
I'm super happy that happened. So
Yeah,
you're here with us.
yeah. Like my life, man, like honestly, my life has turned to a toll, like completely 180 degrees. Not
It's beautiful.
only I'm in love with my job and I love what I do, but then the other aspect, which is capoeira, is amazing, and the group of friends that I've built here, it's amazing. So it's just, I'm blessed, and I honestly, I'm that's why I said earlier, I'm just giving to the world. I'm
Yeah,
just giving it my 100% to it, you know,
yeah,
and whatever brings is because it's meant to happen. And if it's, and whatever good or bad comes to the world, man, it's just, you just gotta take it that every bad opportunity is just a moment for you to learn something about yourself that you didn't know.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I
Period.
I remember back in Venezuela, I used to teach the kids. He's like, like the harder is like life. One day
Hmm.
you're gonna take hashtera. One day you're gonna be doing florellos. All you have to do is just get up, shake your pants, volta mundo, and come back
Keep
again to
going.
the harder. Yeah.
Perfect way to, perfect. You couldn't say it any better, man. You couldn't say it any better.
Yeah, man. And you gotta keep going, man, because
Yeah.
the heart is gonna keep going. You just gotta move along with it.
You just gotta focus on the things that you can control. Focus
100%.
on you.
Yeah,
Focus on the things that you can do.
yeah,
Don't focus in what if
yeah.
this, or what is this person not doing, or what is this happening to me. Nah, man, get out of your head. Just
100%.
focus on the things that you can control. Focus
Yeah,
on you.
yeah, yeah,
Period.
yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And to wrap it up, what would be a single advice for the capoeira community in general, to the capoeira community in general?
Keep spreading the world. Keep spreading through the world, man. We all need it. We all need this, man. We all need this family, this community, this journey, this enrichment of not only the body, the mind, and the soul. Um, Thank you. I
Yeah.
honestly, all I want to say is thank you. Be, be, because everything that everybody has done through the past years is what I'm experiencing right now,
Nice.
and I'm thankful.
Nice. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And sometimes it sounds harsh, right? But the struggle of the past helped to build the really good quality that we have capoeira today.
100%.
Yeah. And
And we're still growing. We're
yeah.
still
Oh yeah.
growing.
Oh yeah. Capoeira adapts. Capoeira keeps growing, and it's gonna keep happening.
100%.
Yeah. Well, man, thank you so much for being part of the, first of all, the community, and thank you so much for coming to the podcast to share your experience, especially from the beginning.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me here and giving me the opportunity to talk. I know I talk a lot, but we had a good time. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes, yeah. We can be here for hours, but gotta
I
keep
know.
it.
Gotta keep it. I looked at the time. I'm like, oh, almost an hour. Damn.
I know. Well, man, thank you so much. Let's talk
Thank
soon,
you.
okay? Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for getting this far. Remember, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up on Facebook or YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is going to help us and help me to get bigger numbers and bigger subscribers so we can give more information, okay? Please, if you're listening, I know you're listening, I know you're watching, please give me a subscribe, give me a like, okay? I know you're watching right here or listening. All right, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening every single episode, especially the episode we just did. All right, thank you so much. Peace.